ladies and gentlemen, this is John from Help Lawyer, and if you don't know by now, Help Lawyer and Legably have joined forces to bring you an even better service. So they approached me and they asked me, John, would you consider writing an article for Legably, for our blog? And I thought, well, how can we exemplify what we do? How can we think differently outside of the box? So what I did was, I actually recorded a blog article on video to show you how we can, utilize content differently. And I hope that you enjoy it. This is, articles are 10 a penny. Everybody's always doing them. Everybody's chasing the same keywords. So we thought we'd do this differently. So what you're getting is my answer to the questions that they've asked me regarding legal marketing, regarding aspects of the legal industry and the Help Lawyer platform on a video blog. So I hope you enjoy it. God bless. And we're going to talk about best practices for legal marketing. And you might be a little bit shocked because I'm going to break it down very simply into four or five stages, really. That you can go on and look online and there's tons of things about legal marketing and there's lists and lists and lists and lists. But that can be very overwhelming for small law firms or, solo lawyers and things. And, it becomes a bit too much to deal with. So, I've kind of broken down my system that I feel is beneficial and based on what we do at Help Lawyers, beneficial to small law firms. And so we're going to talk about best practices. And I want to break it down very simply. So, number one, best practices, educate. We'll talk about educate in a minute. Educate. 2, illustrate. Disseminate is number 3. Collaborate is number 4. And the last one, number 5, is taking awareness in action. And we'll break each one of those down in a moment. Okay. So, educate. What does it mean? Educate. That's your best practices for your website. Educating people who you are as a lawyer. Educate your website, your bios, your information, your history, what you do, your services. Educating people, but educating people in the right way, not blinding them with science, not baffling their brains with things that they don't understand with legal mumbo jumbo. Remember, you're acquiring clients. These could be businessmen, businesswomen. They might understand a little bit, they might not. It might be someone looking for, a divorce. It might be a family law. It might be someone looking for immigration help, and they don't understand all the laws. So educate. Education. These is probably one of the fundamental, most important aspects of the best practices for your law firm, especially in terms of content marketing. Educate your audience, okay? Educate them. And by keeping everything up to date, by keeping your websites up to date, by keeping the information up to date, but in such a way that the layperson can understand it. That is one of our top best practices that I would recommend. Now, the second best practice is to illustrate. How do you illustrate that information? Well, that illustration I like to think of as visual adaptations of your law firm. So the visual representations, the professional aspect of you, the family, the normal aspect of you, how, your images on social media, how you choose them properly, your video, how you come across on video. Think about this. I mean, when you're illustrating yourself on video, there's two ways of thinking it, right? There's the video that can be very professional, sitting behind the desk, suited, booted, tie on, everything else, and come and we'll fight for you, we'll fight for your rights. That has a place at some point. But let's talk about building relationships a little bit. Let's talk about building empathy. Let's talk about understanding your client before part of your client acquisition should be understanding your client before you even, get them in. So you need to talk on their level. So should every one of your videos or your visual images or your images you have in your blog posts or anything like this, should it all be amazingly professional, suited and booted, standing outside a law court? No. Try and build bridges, build relationships. It's important. So let's see both sides of you. Let's see the professional side of you, and let's see the family and the normal side of you, having fun. Obviously, trying to portray the right information. But, be natural. Okay, you can be natural in your approach as well. It doesn't always have to be in a professional office in these videos things. So think about how your visual adaptations of how you put your information out as your law firm. So you've got educate, you have illustrate. So illustrate yourself in a way that you build reputation and you build your brand imagery professionally, and that people see you as being approachable and trustworthy. Think about how you come across when you illustrate your law firm, part of your brand recognition, and how you are seen by the layperson and the professional. Because in that respect, you're building that relationship for long term and not short term. Now, the next one, number 3, is disseminate. Disseminate information. Well, that's simple. That's distribution of your legal content. Distribution of your articles that you have written, your videos, your audio, your podcasts. Lawyers don't even... Podcasts is a really massively growing field just now. And I recommend that all lawyers should have some form of podcast in their chosen field, whether it's immigration law, whether it's family law, whether it's business law, whether it's appellate, whatever it is. Maybe think about doing a weekly or a monthly podcast, okay? That's also going to help you disseminate more information out there. Dissemination of your information. This is what I like to think about as Help Lawyer, and where Legably and Help Lawyer will work together on. Dissemination is legal content amplification. Some of you who are already members of our platform will understand what I mean by this. Legal content amplification is amplifying your content, your video, your audio, your imagery, the illustrations that you have out there of your business, whether it's on social media, whether it's you on audio or anything like that, is how we amplify that and disseminate that information to the right demographic, so people that are looking for you will be able to reach out to you because they have already started to build that relationship with you and they see you there. And the next aspect of it is collaborate. So collaboration can mean, it's not just, maybe working with other lawyers, building a relationship with other lawyers, building a relationship with support services, building the relationship with Help Lawyer. Some lawyers come to us and they'll ask us, I've got an idea, should I do this? And we'll give them... I know that when I work in my coaching practice, when I'm coaching people, I talk about them collaborating with people that support their work, okay? I don't believe in competition. There's enough out there for everyone. If you start to feel that there's competition everywhere, then you're restrictive and you're restricting yourself, and you are that small fish in the big pond or in the sea full of sharks and stuff. So don't think of the competition. Think about how you can collaborate with others. How could you as a lawyer collaborate with another lawyer? How could you collaborate with a support service? How could you even collaborate with someone for like us and Help Lawyer or Legably? How could you working hand in hand help to boost your practice? Do you have an idea in terms of content? Do you want to do a series of video content that covers different aspects of your practice and maybe a supporting lawyer's practice, and you both collaborate together and you have more eyeballs on your content, thus you're able to find... you'll be able to acquire more clients this way. So remember, it's not all about being ranked on page 1 of Google. That's kind of getting a bit old now because it kind of changes all the time. But one client can see your content on various, maybe different social media. It could be Pinterest, it could be Reddit, it could be Facebook, difficulty Facebook, Twitter, any social media platform, LinkedIn, that someone sees your content on, is an opportunity for you to develop that relationship. And you almost develop a relationship over 4 or 5 pieces of content or 4 or 5 connections where you actually, make a connect with someone and you start to build that relationship up. So collaboration as a lawyer is a fabulous way of things. So we've got 4 practices that we're looking at here. We've got educate, we've got illustrate, we've got disseminate, and we have collaborate. And those 4 practices can really take your law firm in a stronger direction. It can make you make the difference of you playing on an even field with the big players, or you still being a small fish in the pond, so to speak. So, and it doesn't take a great deal of work. Are you going to do it in 10 minutes a day? No, because you have to take a little bit of time and effort into this. And this is where I want to come to the next section, okay? Awareness and action. I teach, when I am coaching people, I teach them that they have to have an awareness of something. To change anything in your life, you have to have an awareness, okay? To become aware of something means that you are consciously becoming aware of that issue or that problem. Once you have an awareness of that issue or that problem or that thing, you can then take the conscious choice. You can take the free will choice to act upon it. So that's awareness and action. If you have an awareness that you need to do something, you don't act upon it, that's your fault. Right? That's your beef. You've not taken action upon it, so you may suffer the consequences. But if you have an awareness of these things, then you can take action. And this means having awareness of your reputation management out there, being aware of what's being said about you online or within different networking or within different areas that you can respond to very quickly, so that's awareness and action. Also, I see this all the time. We have people that contact us or contact our lawyers from the Help Lawyer platform, and they don't even get a response because either the lawyer's too busy, they don't want to jump onto the platform or check it, or they don't even train their staff. So if you're not going to give your staff an awareness, then they can't take action. So whether you have an admin staff or you have a VA or you have someone working or you have another lawyer, it's not always just about you taking all the action, but awareness and action has to come into your practice as a whole. Your secretary, if you have a lead that comes in or something, they need to answer that lead very quickly. If they don't, you could lose that lead. You could lose that connection. I have lost count of the amount of connections and leads that lawyers have lost on our platform, and we have absolutely tons and tons and tons of law firms on there. We have SEO legal firms that actually utilize our platform for their clients, and they often miss they actually often miss leads that's coming in. Because why? Because there's no awareness and action. Is it going to take you 10 minutes a day and you can keep up your social media and your marketing strategies 10 minutes? No, it's not, because sometimes it takes you 10 minutes just to even load up your social media accounts and go through them or flick them or answer. It's going to take you longer than that to answer people. But what I would say is a best practice for awareness and action is to take a couple of hours a week, maybe on a Sunday, maybe on a weekend, just when you've got some downtime, or maybe on a Thursday late in the afternoon, whenever you can just dedicate some hours a week to taking awareness and action on the things that you need to do, to being aware of your social media things that you need to do, to be aware of how maybe you need to educate your staff or more on your practices in your law firm, or even that you need to change your content in some way to be able to educate those out there. So awareness and action is the last aspect of this. If you don't have take action on what you're aware of within your business, within your legal practice, then you're not going to be successful. Anything in life that you do that you have an awareness of, when you're hungry, you have an awareness, oh, I'm hungry, so I better go and eat. And so you're going to think about eating. You will take action on that feeling or that impulse or that thought. So when you have it in your legal practice, when you're aware of your brand's reputation, when you're aware of maybe a negative review that's come in, you take action on it straight away. Or if you're aware of a lead that's coming in, you take action on it straight away. Or if you're aware of change in the news or a pattern that's changing within the legal field, then you jump on it, you take action, and you get out there as soon as you possibly can. It doesn't need to take all of your time up, but you do need to dedicate some of your time each week to doing that. That's how you're going to be successful. So there you have it. Very simple steps, ladies and gentlemen, to help you in your legal practice. If you have any questions, then please get back to us at Help Lawyer or Legably, and we will, do what we can to help answer those. And we will look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless.